the strangest feeling, to know what to believe in. Cause every time you touch me, I can't control my body. Oh, baby, you are on my mind, all I think about, and I don't wanna stop.
From dating to relationships, from sex to love, from Christianity to politics, from darkness to light, you have now entered into the real zone. Welcome to Conversations with Trent, where no topic of conversation is safe from discussion. Now, here he is, Mr. Epic himself, Trent Williams.
What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another live episode of Conversation with Trent and Friends, featuring the lovely Coch Dee. Good stuff. We got a hot, messy Sunday here. Coch Dee and I like to call it Messy Sundays. Messy Sundays. We got a topic coming in by request from a viewer out of Miami. Kimberly Cobra, this is for you. From a viewer out of Miami. Toxic mothering. So, it's not from a view, so good stuff, man, good stuff. Hope you guys enjoying your day. Let's bring Coch Dee in here real quick so we can get this thing going. Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
I can't call her, might spoil it. Can't call her, might spoil it. How you doing?
I am good. I've just spent too much time in the sun, so I'm a little sun.
Please don't talk about the sun, because I believe the devil lives next door. It's hot as hell up in New Orleans.
It's 92 degrees here in Maryland today, with the humidity of God knows what, because I look like a French poodle, so that tells you what's
Exactly. It's hot everywhere, man. Hot everywhere. So good stuff. Crazy. So we gotta go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I won't say anything. I'm excited.
Exactly. Messy Sundays, man. Messy Sundays are getting messier. Hey, good folks, we Coch Dee and I like to call it Messy Sundays, and topics where we could have some fun, opposed to the topics that we do on Wednesday. We pre-record for Wednesday's show, real thick with, justice, all that good stuff, and talking about governmental issues and all that stuff. So we kind of let our hair down on Sundays with Messy Sundays. Toxic mothering. So what was your thoughts when I called you? I told you a viewer from Miami want us to do a topic on it. I give you guys the details on that toxic mothering, and then I'll let Coch Dee dive into it. What was your thoughts on what we talked about?
That people are gonna hate me when I tell them about themselves.
So let's say hi to the folks, and then I'll go into the story with the viewer out of Miami.
Hey, Martine's here with us. Hey, Martine.
Hey, Martine, my favorite Detroiter. Good stuff. So, got a call from last week from Kimberly Cobra out of Miami, right? So I was trying to figure out what was going on. She says, I watch you guys all the time, and can you guys do this topic? And what's your thoughts on this? So she has a friend, her neighbor, husband. They split apart. They broke up for about 3-4 months or what have you. And, they were both, separated. And he went over to his mother's. So 3 months later, he went back home. Typical thing, going back home. But during that time, he was seeing someone, right? And he went back home. So he supposedly broke it off with the lady or whoever. But the mother became friends with this woman, with the side woman. So she started taking pictures with this woman, social media outings, all that good stuff, and putting a profile picture on WhatsApp. And every time now that his mother calls her son, he's back with the wife. The picture pops up with the outside woman and the mother on the phone. And she don't know what to do with that. She don't know how to have a conversation with the husband or what. I was like, you just had to go straight at that mother-in-law. You had to go straight at her. Like, well, what's the deal? But he's supposedly not seeing this woman. How messy is that, folks? And your thoughts, Coach D?
Boundaries. So look, before we get into it, let me welcome everybody else in. So Deja Williams says, "Hey y'all, she's new here. She's excited too."
Hey Deja, that's my niece. Actually, she wanted to meet you, D.
Oh, that's okay.
That's the niece. Yeah.
Hi, and this is Slash says Grand Rising Melanie. People being.
What up, Slash?
That's great. Happy Father's Day. Yes, Happy Father's Day to all.
Good stuff. Same to you, brother.
Male fathers, we're not doing that whole single mother Father's Day thing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
We're well aware of it, but Mother's Day and Father's Day are two separate days. There's Grandparents' Day too.
Absolutely.
So get started.
Absolutely.
So here's the thing. So they were broken up. They were separated when this new girl came into the picture, right?
Correct.
And supposedly she was not in existence before that, right?
Correct.
Okay. So when he went back to his wife, it's okay for the mother to still be friends with people.
Right.
But there has to be boundaries involved as well.
Yeah, she's taking pictures and she still has an active relationship with him. But right before he went home, the mother called the daughter-in-law up and said, "Hey, let's have a conversation. Took her out to lunch and all this other stuff." But me personally, the way the conversation was going with Kimberly and I think the mother was trying to feel out to see what was going on, giving information to the outside woman right before he came home. Sounds like, man, first of all, she need to deal with that mother-in-law and just ask her husband straight up, "What's up? What's the deal?" But he's supposedly not dealing with. She asked, and he's saying he's not dealing with the outside woman. But my problem is that whole mother. Say again now.
He has to deal with his mother. That's his responsibility. Somebody else do your dirty work for you. You talk to your mother about what
he's not gonna do it. I don't think he's gonna do it. He hasn't done it in all this time. So my question to you is, why is that mother taking an outside woman out? Like, I mean, what's going on with her that she's actually attached to the outside woman and flaunting this woman around?
It could just be petty. I'll be honest with you. Some of the most toxic people in our lives are in our family.
Right.
And I will say it, mothers love their sons and raise their daughters. Right? And some mothers, and
right.
Y'all, you can send me the hate mail because what's going to come out of you're not going to like. Some mothers will make the son the man of the house and actually treat him as a partner instead of a child.
Say it ain't so.
Yeah. And what happens is then that son starts to behaving like that to another partner, and then it gets all kinds of messy. Like you've seen lots of reality shows where the mother, or TV shows where the mother doesn't like the daughter-in-law, called her monster mother-in-law. That was a good one. Where no matter how good the daughter-in-law is, she's never good enough for her baby. But it's not her baby; it's that she doesn't want to let go of her partner that she has created their child into. You know what I mean? Like, there are women who know entirely too much about their son's sex life. I am all for open communication and everything, but I do not know the intimate detail of what my son's little penis is doing. Right?
I get you.
There's some things that need to be a limit to, but
like I told Kimberly, I was like, conversation has to be had. A conversation has to be had, and if she's feeling the way, and then, he's not speaking to his mother about her coming and going with this woman. He can't control his mother, but at some point, come on, man, come on now. That's a bit much.
A conversation about boundaries.
But here's the thing. Here's the burner. Here's the burner for you guys. She doesn't go over for Christmas holidays no more. Thanksgiving holidays no more. She don't do it, and it's not by her thing. She just don't feel comfortable doing it. So I'm like, okay, so does he go? Yeah, because that's supposedly the mother's friend now.
The other woman is at the holidays and the wife isn't?
Yep.
Please tell me that boy. He's still messing around.
Thank you.
Please.
Same thing I said.
Yeah.
Same thing I said. He's still messing around, and I said, man, your friend's gonna have to address that. She's gonna have to address it, and either shit or get off the pot. Period.
Because if he's allowing his wife to miss out on holidays, and
he's still double dipping. He's still double dipping. He's double dipping.
It's actually called triangulation. He's got
do tell.
He did too. And remember the I told you about the pick me dance and all those things. That
right.
relationship with that side chick is not exciting unless his wife is like they're playing each other off.
Exactly.
So those women arguing about him is an ego boost. Right? So he's not gonna get married, is he?
No, he's not. The comments are getting thicker. Let's get to the comments real quick.
Let me see. Okay, Martine said Happy Father's Day.
Appreciate it.
Started seeing somebody. Sounds like mother-in-law has some secret animosity. Some mothers of sons are just goofy. They stay in the way of their sons because they're not fulfilled. Yep. And some mothers treat their sons as if they're boyfriends. Gross but true. Yeah, it's actually called emotional intimacy. Emotional incest.
Wait, one more time. Emotional incest between who?
A mother and son, because the mother treats the son like they're their partner.
1 second, let me put out this disclaimer. All hate mail goes to Coach D at dlayler.com.
Bring it on.
Go ahead.
From Nazis on a regular basis, nothing scares me. Like they think I'm afraid of them. Like, please.
Right.
Right. Let's see. Some of should. Kathy Boone says, "Good evening, everyone. Happy Father's Day to all the fantastic fathers."
Appreciate Kathy.
Some moms wish that the father of their son would have loved, chosen her. Instead, they'll use the son's love. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
And Brendan, if you're totally through.
What's going on, Brendan?
If you're totally through with the outside woman and your current girl knows about her already and decides to be your friend, it shouldn't be a problem unless you got something to hide.
Exactly. Appreciate that, nephew.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. So, I mean, come on. At some point, the mother/mother-in-law should have some kind of tact with herself, man. I mean, knowing that the outside woman was a problem at some point, she got to stop. She got to stop it. That's not cool.
If the outside woman is coming to the holidays,
and she's not there,
and
right?
A white visit, is she really? She's really like.
He double dipping, man. So, so my question to Kimberly was, has his change up as far as coming and going changed up? She was like, no, it's just only on the holidays and stuff like that. I said, that's when he's doing his cheat. He's using his mother to cheat.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's coming home like a good husband and all this other stuff, but on the holidays he get ghosts,
listen, they can be coming home.
That's a problem.
They could be coming home and still be cheating. I learned that the hard way.
Well, we're not gonna get on that time. We're not gonna get on that time.
Tell Kimberly to check her phone bill. I ain't saying, but the proof is usually in the pudding when you look at phone calls.
Come on.
Get back to me on that. So,
Go ahead.
Martine says all kinds of crazy. So this dude was separated for 3 months has gotten seriously involved with a new woman. As mother finds her as this dude. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, me personally though, I truly believe that the woman was already there. I don't think it had nothing to do with the outside woman until the husband introduced the outside woman to the mother. I've known of several situations where the man's cheating and he introduced the outside woman to the mother. I never tried it because my mother wouldn't go for that. She wouldn't go for that at all. But
you silly.
What'd you say?
That your mother would have slapped you silly.
Exactly, you know it.
Yeah. And it's the thing that some mothers will encourage it if they don't like the daughter-in-law.
Do tell.
I have seen women set their sons up, their married sons up with other women.
Say it ain't so.
Yeah. Listen, the sisterhood is not that. The bond of sisterhood and the sisterhood code is not that strong amongst all of us.
Right. So I heard you mention in the top of the program about the mother and having that separation, situation with their son. Let's dig a little deeper into that. Like, what causes that? for that mother to feel like her son is her boyfriend or acting that way? What causes that?
It depends on a lot of things. There's a lot of factors going on. So some of them is that they can't be alone. So whatever love that they require, they transfer it to their child. Right? And fathers do with their daughters as well. Right? And
I got you. Yeah.
What ends up happening is that you end up having this. It looks on the surface level, it looks like a healthy, close relationship. But then once you dig down, you see it's
got some trauma in it. Yeah.
There's trauma and there's toxicity because now that son feels like he can't leave his mother because his mother will be alone. She'll be needy. She's going to need a lot of help or something.
Right. I got you.
It's detrimental to the son, and then when you start getting other women involved, because of course sons or other men, because they're going to date, once that happens, then that mother who has that relationship with that son that's too close, where it's toxic, then they're going to try to damage or harm put those relationships in jeopardy.
But just like I told Kimberly, like after she, give me this whole tea on this situation, I was like, you need to tell your neighbor she needs to have a serious conversation with her husband and ask him why did he really come back home.
So who in that relationship, who left? Was it her or him?
He did. He left.
Yeah, he already had her. She's a backup. She's an option.
There you go.
She was already there.
There you go. So that's how I was telling Kimberly. That's what I was telling Kimberly. I said, I'm telling you, the mother didn't introduce him to the woman. He introduced his mother to that woman. Yeah. So he's still dealing with that woman. Gotta be. Yeah. If she's still permitted to go over to the house, the family house on holidays, and the wife is not there, what kind of shit is that? That's crazy.
I don't know what that is.
We got a couple more comments here.
Deja's laughing. It's so crazy in this world. This makes it even more difficult to date. Some
exactly.
Or are jealous of their daughter-in-law and do things that cause problems. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's why I say mothers love their sons and raise their daughters. Because some mothers treat their daughters and sons very differently. Right? And we talk
dig a little deeper.
We talk about this whole girls mature faster than boys. Right? Boys will be boys. If girls mature faster than boys, then why aren't boys told to emulate girls with leadership? Because the patriarch tells us that boys are leaders. But yet, if you listen and you watch, it's always the girls that mature faster. Girls follow the girls. And that's going to bring us off to our next point. But it's ridiculous when you look at families and how some sons are treated.
Right.
Yes, love your son, but give them responsibility, hold them accountable.
So I got a couple of things before we go into the real topic that you and I talked exactly what we talked about. I really want to, we're gonna end with this on the toxic thing. I wanted to bring this Messy Sunday out to you guys, and I thought it was quite funny. And I told Kimberly I would do the show on that. So shout out to Kimberly out of Miami, man. Appreciate you for always tuning in to us, and she loves us, Coch Dee. She loves you, so. Good stuff, man. Real good stuff. But here's my question on toxic mothering, right? Got me to thinking since today is Father's Day, right? Why in some cases when, the fathers and the mother are not together anymore, they do share kids. And I know most of my friends, the majority of my friends don't do this, but when that mother gets with someone else, especially in the South, they do it in the South really bad. When that mother, no matter if that father is constant in that child's life, weekends, vacations, everything, why is that child calling that stepdad daddy? I'm trying to figure this out. Because as a man, I have a complete problem with that. A complete problem with that.
The child can call them daddy if they want. That's the child's choice.
But let's just say it wasn't the child's choice. In the South, most of the time, the majority of the time, is not the child's choice. In the South, there's a culture here that goes on like that. They try to find this baby a daddy for real. I'm like, wait a minute, what do you mean? He or she already has a dad. He's constant in that child's life.
So why are men getting upset that there's two men loving a child.
D, we're not gonna twist that. We're not gonna twist that. We're not gonna twist that. We're not gonna.
It's exactly what it is. Men are getting.
I wouldn't give a damn. I wouldn't give it. I got enough love for that child for two. No, it ain't gonna happen. No. Hold on, we got some comments. I know I was gonna strike a nerve. Go ahead.
Some men don't. Oh no, the wife's probably the one with all the resources. Without her, he's unable to have what he has. The mother's lame and broke too, because mom encouraged it and signed off on it. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't want my son calling another man daddy when he already had a dad.
Boom. Who said that?
That was Deja. And then
It's Deja?
I wouldn't make my children refer to some other guy's daddy, dad. That's a little much.
Exactly. That's my whole issue there. And you see that's the whole thing in the South. I've seen it more in the South than anywhere else. I got friends all over the country, sometimes out of the country. I've never seen that. Like you, for instance.
I call my stepdad dad.
I know you do, but your dad's been there a long time. That was your choice. Your mother didn't force you to do that.
No. But here's the thing. Children still need that father that they see when they wake up in the morning.
I get it, D. I get that, D. But I got one question. I got one question for you, and I know the answer to this. So you're gonna give the answer to the viewing audience. Did your mother tell you to call your stepdad dad?
I can't remember actually because my parents have been together 40-something years. I would not. I could call her up and ask her, but I'm a stubborn.
But I'm gonna go along and say she probably didn't.
I don't know. She may have, but I am not a. I've never been one that could be really told what to do. Even my mother will tell you that.
Exactly.
So if she did it,
so that was by choice. That was by choice because, from what I remember, you were very close to your stepdad, very close.
Yeah, me and my stepdad are like twins. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
But here's the thing, with kids, and it's about the child. It's not about the parents. The men getting their feelings all involved is 99% of the problem. It's about the child. If there is a stepfather in the home, and that child wakes up and goes to bed with that person there, that child can feel free to call them whatever they want. That does not lower what it means to call their.
I totally agree, but as a man, and actually, you and I had this conversation at my place in Bloomfield when we talked about this when Teresa and I was splitting, and you and I got into the conversation about Kennedy calling someone else's dad, and I was dead set against it, totally dead set against it. And what I laid down from the beginning, from the beginning of separation to the divorce, Teresa agreed with me because Teresa never rocked like that. She did not rock like that at all. And she married that guy. You know that. She married that guy. Still to this day, he's called E. That's who he is. E. Daddy's daddy. That's it. 10 toes down, baby. Go ahead.
I find that harmful to the child because this child is going to.
In my case.
Are you going to listen, or are you going to get in your feelings?
Go ahead.
Because we had the same argument, and I still have the same opinion. So,
go ahead.
Where you come from. When that child wakes up and sees that person there, and that person is there for them, they're going to their games, they're doing everything for them. They put them to bed and everything like that. That's not just some person. That person is taking on.
I get it. AD, check your volume real quick. They're saying that you sound you're a little far away. Just a little bit.
My volume's at 93%.
Let me do it from the main panel here. Go ahead.
Yeah. So here's the thing. And this is a big problem that we have with step-parents, because a lot of the time you have step-parents who blur the boundaries.
Right.
They cross the line, the co-parenting line, where the main parenting agreement should be between the two parents. But then you have other step-parents who step up and do everything for this child and love that child as their own. So that is still a dad.
I get it, but as a man, And ladies cannot speak as a man. They can't speak for a man. They can't feel what a man feels. Honestly, you know that from how many years now?
So you got your ego in the problem, or what?
How many years? I still feel the same way. I'm still passionate about that. And Kennedy's actually well. And you know that she's well. She's fine. But at some point, I was like, hey, we're not gonna do that. So, but Teresa wasn't that type of woman to even do that. So she was like, nah, he's not your dad. Your dad, you have a dad. Period. That's it. But I was very adamant about that. You know, you and I think we had a debate on that.
Let me get it straight. You have a problem with mothers telling the child to calling somebody daddy, but you don't have a problem with a mother dictating to a child what not to call them. You're a hypocrite.
Stop that. Knock it off.
Sir, you were a hypocrite 20 years ago when we discussed it. You're a hypocrite now. Let's move on. Shan,
Go ahead.
You hear me better, Shan? Because we're never going to... We haven't agreed about this for decades, so...
What up, Shan? I see you.
Let me read the comments. Martine says, divorce is shameful for many, even the widowed women go and link with any guy to have a father for their children. Yeah. And Slash says, titles are titles are titles. Introducing some random man as mama's friend, or maybe even uncle to say, lowercase you.
My God.
Fighting for her choice and her baby father. What are the uncles with the... See, this must be a southern thing. We don't do that.
Exactly. That's my whole point.
She says, Princess Coach Dee's volume is lower tonight at 4. Sounds kind of muffled. What are you doing to me over there, sir?
That's just me adjusting the microphones on this side. But once it comes back in the playback, folks, I'll fix it up. So I'm having technical issues here, but we're going to be good on the playback. So good. I got to just pull my mic back a little bit.
This brings me back around to the second conversation we had. Let me read the text I sent you.
Wait, let me put this in as a disclaimer real quick. Okay, the thoughts and conversation from Coach D have nothing to do with Trent or conversation brand itself, but conversation with Trent friends will go along with it for a hot second. But all hate mail goes to DLayler.com. DLayler.com. DLayler@gmail.com. Go ahead.
Seriously?
I'm just joking. Go ahead.
Anyway, so this, I had a gentleman send me a message. He's a male divorce attorney, and he was having a discussion with his wife, and his wife told him, and after he thought about it, he said, men are really the princesses. Women will center their family's entire lives around a man. They cook what he wants, move where he wants, watch what he wants on TV, and vacation where he wants. And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? That's what these passport bros are all about. These 50%, you pay 50, I pay 50, but I'm not doing anything else except bringing 50 to the table. And I was like, man, she is right. And then I talked to him later, and he's like, listen, I do divorces. You know who whines the most? Men. They will lie, they will cheat on their wives, hook up with some younger chick, and then complain that they got to pay child support for the children that they have with their wife because they don't live in the house anymore. And I was like, oh. So then this whole princess thing came up, and I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, yeah, these passport bros talking about being catered to, that they want women who take care of everything in the house, who have jobs, who are paying 50%. And I'm like,
right.
Yeah, that does sound like a princess. Because he comes home and he's not doing nothing. But he's only paying 50%.
Slash, I think Slash has some beef real quick here. You want to check him out real quick?
No, he's not got beef. He says, to stay on topic of toxic mothering, she can call me daddy even though she has a father. Slash.
I'm sorry, I got to agree with him. What?
You know, two of you are talking about a completely different kind of dad.
First of all, you and I didn't see eye to eye on this 20 years ago, and we definitely aren't going to see eye to eye now. I didn't have any gray hair back then, but...
Slash is talking about children, though, sir. You and I both know that. He said, she can call me daddy even though she has a father. So.
Oh, my God. So, go ahead.
So back to the princesses. I started thinking about it. And I'm like, man, you know what? The patriarchy got us all messed up.
Right.
Because people talk about, well, women are princesses, they're supposed to be catered to. I'm like, what are we doing to cater to the women? Like, yes, we have.
Yeah, I mean,
we have
I'm more than sure. I'll agree. Like I agreed in the text. I'm more than sure there's a pretty good high number of guys, complain and get aggravated, during divorce proceedings, all that stuff. Yeah, I have some friends who have guys who have bitch tendencies when they're going through the divorce, but not all of them are cut like that. There's a high number, but not all of them are cut like that.
Well, we're not even talking about divorce. We're just talking about in general. Because think about this: there's not very many men in the spoiled woman business, right? the true providers, right? Who,
Go ahead.
Those guys, like. But we have plenty of men who are in the 50% category.
I agree.
I'm bringing 50 to the table. What's she bringing? But in that 50 that she's bringing the 50% to the table.
So let me ask you something.
And all that stuff.
Since you're talking about the 50%, right? Mm-hmm. Since you're talking about the 50%, from my research, because we've been doing this topic, you, myself, Shannon, we've been doing this for about 2 years, talking about the 50% thing, right?
Yeah.
And what I found with my research, most of the women who are talking about, oh, I got to bring up 50, they're not successful. They're not the ones that's actually doing stuff for themselves. I said it. I definitely said it. And from my research, the women that cry about the 50%, oh, if you asking me to bring 50, I'm gonna give you half I'm gonna give you half a head. What do you mean? That's crazy. What do you mean?
Well, were you listening to what I said? Because you got these men who are bringing 50, and that's all they are doing.
But here's the thing. Most of the women that's talking, and in today's climate, let's just be honest and fair. In today's climate, it takes two incomes, okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I might be bringing 200 home, but now it's like you're bringing 100. I mean, come on, man.
It depends on how you live. If you live within your means, if you live as a...
I agree, but with my research that I've done for the past 2 years, most women that complain about bringing half to the table are really not successful. They're not doing nothing with themselves.
I complain about bringing 50% to the table because it's bullshit. It's a bullshit.
D.
Listen to the group that I'm specific about. We're talking about the type bro guys.
But listen, D, I mean, I think sometimes you forget that you and I were in a relationship. So, what you talk that? Yeah, come on, D.
Well, listen. But here's the thing: you're talking about a very exclusive group that doesn't like the statistics are not what you're saying there because I've looked at the statistics and
you don't want me to go there.
I will go get the statistics and bring it back. Because
go ahead.
In the black community, black women on average are higher educated than most black men. But here's the thing.
Okay, that's fair.
They're bringing in the money. This whole stereotype that black women aren't successful is not as true. And if that's the problem, then they chose bad baby mamas. Because everybody likes to blame the mother. Everybody likes to blame the woman on choosing bad baby daddy. But you chose too. So let's get equal blame going on here, equal accountability.
Yeah, that's true. Share responsibility, yeah.
Slash said, reminds me of that scene with all the rainbow-colored children on Don't Be American South Central. While drinking juice in the hood, when Dashiki said, "Don't you tell the nice man?" He says, "Two incomes certainly help, but in my opinion, man needs to take care of the woman if she's totally able to take care of herself." Yeah.
Here's my thing. If I have no problem with that, but in today's climate, man, come on, man. Eggs like $10 a carton. What the hell? Come on, man. And if you stand by and let this man do all of that, he got a great job, and you're not gonna contribute nothing? Come on, man.
I never said not contributing nothing. I said that men who contribute 50% and only contribute 50%, and that's all they do, are
okay.
That's all they do.
Okay.
They're not doing anything in the house. They're not cooking. They're not cleaning. They're not raising children. They're not doing yard work. They're doing nothing except they're eating 50%. And then they come in and they watch TV.
Okay.
That's not equal. Right?
I got you.
And so when she said that they're princesses, I'm like, yeah, the patriarchy has made it that way. Right? Women were not legally allowed to get their own bank accounts until 1974. 1974, until then, a woman needed a man, either her husband or a guardian, to co-sign a bank account. No credit cards, no bank accounts, nothing. Women had to come up with different ideas in order to, if they wanted to escape a marriage, different ways to finagle money so they can put it to the side.
I got you.
So, yeah.
Martine says, you said something about people.
There we go. But the two of them should take care of each other. People need to know how important it is to live within their means budget, whether they're wealthy or not. Yeah, we see a lot.
I agree.
There's an old saying that money talks, but wealth whispers. If I see people with, in Canada where I lived in a very upper class area. Our neighbors were like Supreme Court justices, members of Parliament, stuff like that.
But the neighborhoods over there is set up a little different from the States.
Money's money. How you treat it is different. Because wealthy people don't talk about money. You won't see wealthy people with logos blazing all over them. Old money. New money you will. Because there's luxury brands that don't advertise. And you see the logo, but that's what it could be $700. You would never know.
That's right.
Too many people are so busy being consumers that they don't have money saved for retirement. Right? They have 50 pairs of Jordans, but they have zero in a 401k or an IRA.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah, she said, yes, this is a new day and age. We need balance. Don't just blow money. Only broke, silly folks floss with their money. Yeah. And it's interesting because you can do a lot of things with your budget properly. But, if you're a passport bro, they're going overseas, and if they miss the flight, they don't get the money to get back.
Right.
Right?
Right.
The epitome of what women are supposed to be desiring. Come on. You can't get a flight back. So it was interesting because too often we look at the patriarchy and we ignore all the subtleties that it causes. Because let's put it out there. Men are the ones who made the rules. Y'all made the rules. And now some men are getting into the feelings because the rules, we don't want the rules anymore. Right? There's always going to be some woman who's going to shuck and jive and play the damsel in distress. You know what I mean? But say
that one more time for the people in the back who didn't hear that.
Oh, shuck and jive and play the damsel in distress.
You're always going to have one. One.
And here's the thing. If her husband dumps her, she's got nothing. I get it. Eating groups all the time. They're absolutely distraught because they never thought that would happen to them. Right? They've never worked a day in their life, and now they're out in the cold, and he's not going to give her anything because she's never worked. Because, of course, when they were together, her not working was a requirement. But now that they're not together, her not working is a bad thing.
Right. I get it.
It's interesting to see how the patriarchy really works. Like
Martine says.
I'm 90% nondescript with my clothes and whatnot. I usually don't placard, and I'm able to wear my clothes for years. Yeah. Well, classic clothes you can wear for years.
Yeah.
I think I have a cashmere sweater in there. It's probably older than some of you. But it's cashmere and it's classic. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It is interesting. So this whole princess thing, I was thinking about it, and I got mad at first because, like, man, you know what? She is great.
Tell the people what you exactly said in the text. She was like, God damn it.
I will read the text because I was fit to be tied when I thought of it at first. Where is it? I was like, God damn it, she's right. What's this, fuck? And then thinking about this yesterday, why haven't I noticed before? Yeah.
That is funny. That's funny.
Because when you think about it, who gets catered to? Who gets the first plate? Who gets?
I mean, you got a point. You got a point. Yeah, and like I told you in the text, you had a point.
I'm like, man.
You had a point. You had a point.
It's all about messy relationships.
Exactly. So this toxic mother thing, man. This toxic mothering thing, man. We got to be careful, man. We actually dealing with our partner and our mother and bringing those two together, because like down in Miami, they got some issues down there, man. Like I told Kimberly, I said, man, you need to tell your friend grow a set and deal with it, because actually she's from Brazil, and he's from Cuba, and I have a good friend, very good friend, who's actually Latin, and those mothers could be something else.
Don't they culturally have a lot of mistresses in Cuba too?
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Miami because someone's little friend was in Miami too. I don't know what it is.
Oh, that's where she was? Wait. Is that where she was from?
Yeah. Cuban.
Yeah, you know what? You did tell me that.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing. It's culturally, multi-generational relationships. Cultures, there's a whole raft of things that you have to deal with traditions,
right,
and moving to the 2023 and how those same relationships can be carried forward, where they're not as toxic as they are. I'm all for multi-generational living. Love it. I think it's amazing because grandkids get to raise with grandparents, but only if it's a healthy relationship.
Right. Totally agree. I agree.
We have toxic parenting. What's a good show? Crazy Rich Asians. The mother-in-law.
So I'm asking a question since it's Father's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's toxic of a mother to, just like you said, you open up with the opening of the program, and if it's Father's Day, it's Father's Day.
Yeah.
So why are you talking about Happy Father's Day to me and you a known mother? So I just don't agree with that. Like, if you wait to bash, you bash your guy, I'm going to say it, you bash your decision on Father's Day. Where's the shared responsibility in this? You chose that guy chose you.
Yeah.
But you're bashing him on Father's Day. Come on, man. You guys made it.
I don't believe in that.
Exactly. You guys made that decision after the sweat dry. You made a decision after the sweat dry. So when are you going to take personal responsibility for that? Just my thought.
Some will never
Go ahead.
take responsibility for it because they haven't worked through the trauma of the relationship. Right? Once you move through the trauma of the relationship and you get out of that, you lose that emotional connection to that person. Then you see what that person's for, and then you don't need to bother with that because
exactly,
no big deal. Like, let them be the Disney dad who shows up once in a while with power gifts.
Right. So in my opinion, if you're still talking about this guy 15, 20 years later and talking about Happy Father's Day to me, there's something on the inside that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, you have to deal with that. That requires therapy and counseling.
Exactly.
Yeah?
Exactly.
Once the relationship ends, we don't always heal immediately from relationships, but sometimes there needs to be work that needs to be done.
That's right.
Too often people are like, we'll just get underneath another guy. I'm like, no, that's not healing. You don't change your partner just because you can't change yourself.
Exactly not. All you're doing is bleeding on the next person that's in line.
Yeah.
That's all.
Let me get... Where'd I leave off? Okay, Martine says, I'm single and would love to have a good man to finish my life with. These conversations remind me of why being single is more safe, stress-free. Flash says, to get back on topic, we're all flawed, and it's nature versus nurture. Toxic mothering may be caused by what one saw, heard, and encouraged. Change starts in the mirror. Purchasing a chisel, book, and therapy. Yeah, it's
personal chisel, baby.
It's trauma.
Exactly.
Some people will say, well, that's traditional mothering. I'm like, no, it's not. I've seen traditional mothering that's not.
I see Deja now. What's she saying? I see Deja saying something here.
1 second. I'll get down to it. Martine says, I love my son and always teach him to be genuine, careful and considerate of women, of their hearts and feelings. Deja says, how do you escape a toxic mother? Respectfully, you go no contact.
Oh.
Yeah. You do what's called gray rock. Because if they're toxic, they're going to want...
One more time, Coach. I think they missed that. Gray rock. One more time.
You go gray rocking. So what gray rock is, if somebody expects a reaction from you, they'll send you long emails, just send them, like, noted. Your attempt at making me look bad has been noted. Thank you. And don't give them the response that they want, because they want that response. That response feeds their toxicity. If
Exactly.
you go gray rock and you go no contact, they don't get that.
Exactly. So in other words, if you respond the way she's actually sending it out to you,
it'll continue.
You just it's going to continue. Plus, you're actually feeding the trauma. You're piling on to it for them. So that's all they know, trauma. So yeah, gray rock. Good stuff. Great question, Deja.
Because remember, it is normal. It's okay to remove toxic family members. Yeah? There's no need to protect family people just because you're related by blood. Right?
Exactly.
And Martine says, I'm not one of those women who'll say Happy Father's Day to myself or other women is stupid. Deja says that's bitter. What if you go ghost and they still don't respect your boundaries? What are they coming over? You know, I have moved and not told people where I live. You know, I could easily go ghost on you.
Right.
I will ghost you, and you will cease to exist in my world.
Hey, Daisy, she does a perfect ghost. When she ghosts me, when we broke up, well, I didn't even know we broke up. We broke up. She was in another country. Still, she was in Canada. When we reconnected, she was in the United States. I didn't even know. Good.
People call me cold-hearted because I don't argue or fuss, or they make you, as Dave says, or they make you feel bad for going ghost. Listen, you are responsible for your own feelings. Don't allow other people to make you feel anything, because what will happen is they will both gaslight and manipulate you to get what they want.
Exactly.
And it's healthy to say, you know what, I don't need to talk to this person. This person does not bring anything positive to my life. And
exactly. Peace is everything, man.
Yeah. And if you want, send them a message saying why you're not going to talk to them, and then block their emails, block their phone numbers.
That's it. You don't have to deal with them. Yeah. Exactly. You don't have to deal with them at all. Peace is everything. I find, actually, I was talking to a friend of mine about peace, right? Mm-hmm. This is going to blow your mind. I was over at the gym, my workout buddy. So I'm sitting down taking a break. So a guy named Frank, good, gym buddy. So he asked me about a new class that was going on right across from the cafe. He said, Trent, what you know about that class? I said, I don't know, but I know there's a ton of women that go in there. So he says, you think I'm going to try something different? Maybe I can meet new women. So he's the divorced guy. I said, Frank, how long you been divorced? He said, 3 years. I said, how long you were married? He said, 52 years. So I said, Frank, wait. He doesn't look like that, though. I'm talking about he's my workout buddy. He gets it in. So I said, Frank, how old are you? He says, I'm 81. But he does not look like that, right? So he said, yeah, I should have left a long time ago. But so he asked me, he said, you're divorced, right? I said, yeah, I've been divorced years. For about, 10, 15 years. And I said, man, he said, how you like your peace? I said, I love it. I love it. Peace is everything. I said that to say peace is everything, man. With these, even it doesn't matter what the relationship is, whether it's a brother, sister, your romantic partner, whoever. If they're not serving up peace, it's time to walk away. Yeah. It's time to get out of there, man. Yeah. It's time to get out there.
Yeah, because if you're going to their house or they're coming over or you're going home and you pull up and you're like, I don't want to. then you don't go.
It's time to go. Yeah, it's time. You don't have no type of peace at all. At all. You don't have no type of peace at all. So I found that funny when Frank was telling me that. I was like, wow, 52 years. He said, man, I should have left. He said, it's my fault because I wasn't supposed to be there. I was like, it took you 52 years to figure that shit out, Frank?
Mm-hmm.
But he said, I have so much peace now.
Yeah.
At 81, this guy is 81 years old. He frequents the gym just as much as me. And I go to the gym frequent.
I would like to know what his ex-wife does.
I'm going to ask him.
Because you know me, I need to hear both sides of the story.
I'm going to ask him. Yeah.
So Jamie's just laughing. I'm glad she's enjoying the show. I think too many allowed in my house that he's back in Michigan. I hardly tell people where I live, whether they're family or not. Because you can send them along their way. / try to keep it back on topic.
As always.
Let's also remember to focus. Raising kids in view of your toxic masculinity and pettiness. What you reap is what you sow. So that power struggle based upon your decision-making skills. Yeah. You could be petty and messy and still raise good children, though. If you're toxic, that's a different story.
Yeah. Because I was actually, in my second marriage, I was super petty. But for me, I was super petty, but, Kennedy, she's fine. She's totally fine. But we were great as far as parenting. We were good together. We co-parent together. We were good. Once we got over the hump, and I won't talk about it, but you know with that. Yeah. Once we got over the hump, we were great. But I was super petty, and Kennedy turned out fine.
Yeah, petty kids will be fine. Toxic,
yeah.
But yeah, I said.
Yeah, I take petty over toxic any day. If you have a toxic parent, that means you're transferring it to that kid, man. I'd rather transfer my pettiness to Kennedy than toxic. Go ahead.
I was going to say, my petty. I had a friend, a boyfriend cheat with a friend of mine. So I sent her flowers thanking her for taking them off my hands.
and let's be clear, Xavier is extremely petty, especially when he's talking about numbers.
Listen, man, Xavier he may say he wants to be a graphic artist, but he's a thin bro. So here's what happened. So Trent was texting me about doing a live in-person event. Mr. Xavier, my business manager, said we don't do live events until there's at least 10,000 steady. And I was like, all right, sir, that's how it is. So,
he's funny. He's super petty. Martine says.
Martine says, I don't talk crazy about my ex and my children. I don't talk my ex at all to anyone. I'm not petty. I don't like games or stupidity. I've been called
exactly.
Dated picky. Nothing wrong with being picky. Harsh if you're honest. There's nothing wrong with being honest.
Right.
Honest can be harmful. There's a difference.
I find when people say that you're picky, they're really telling you that's too many boundaries.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
When they you're picky, nah, you're doing the right thing. That's a straight boundary. Yeah, you're not picky. That's a boundary. Exactly.
Nothing wrong with boundaries and standards. Be picky.
At all.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
I
wish everybody was picky, because some people need to be a little pickier. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've seen them. We all have that friend who needs to have a sit down conversation and be told some harsh truth, but they can't.
Absolutely.
They can't tell us truth. But, yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. We got about 5 more minutes. Go ahead.
I don't know. People like hearing us fight, though. What is this? y'all are messy.
Well, hey, you did coin that, messy Sundays. So
yeah, that is true. So these are good topics.
But here's the thing with us, and we've always been this way. I mean, for 20 some odd years, like we have, and I said it on previous podcasts, man. Like when I met you, you opened me up to a totally different stratosphere, and you opened me up to a different world, and I learned that you could have a healthy debate, still love one another, and continue to move.
when you're debating. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So, like, we literally had that conversation about Kennedy calling someone else father almost 20 years ago.
And we're still disagreeing about it.
We're still disagreeing about it, so.
Yep. Yeah, we will disagree about that to the day we die. That's just the way it is.
Absolutely.
But here's the thing. That's because we have a healthy relationship where we allow each other our own space. And we
That's
allow
right.
each other to be ourselves without any restrictions.
Exactly. And that's the best friendship, man, you can have with someone. That's the best relationship you could have with a family member, romantic partner, or just a regular friend.
Yeah.
Allow them the space to continue to grow.
Yeah. And the two of us have grown exponentially since we...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I find it's ironic that we both ended up becoming life coaches.
Yeah.
So it was obvious I was going to be a couple life coach. You know,
Whatever.
Martine says some adults can hardly handle real conversations. Some so-called grown folks are sensitive. Listen, I have been told more than once by men that I'm too real because I don't play the. If your joke stuck, I tell you your joke stuck, right? I'm not going to laugh at just because you make a joke. And men who are not secure in themselves can't handle that.
Absolutely. I get it.
It takes,
Yeah.
and I think that's a big problem along these days is that people are very insecure.
Ooh, this is a good one. Maybe we could do this for...
Oh, you want
I'm looking at Daisy's comment. This is a real good one from another Message Sunday. Can you read that? I see scared and married in the same sentence.
I'm scared to get married. The thought of it makes me cringe. And we can talk about that. Yeah. Yeah. So what I was going to say was that I think our problem these days is because life is so superficial with social media that a lot of people are insecure in who they are. So when somebody is secure in who they are, it causes them to push back.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The main thing is to understand that none of us are perfect and we'll never ever stop learning as it pertains to partnering. We do our best and even have to apologize to our children. Yeah.
Exactly, and that takes a lot of growth, Martine. That takes a ton of growth for someone to actually admit to themselves, I'm not perfect. I've done some wrong things, but until you face yourself and you grab that inward mirror, you know, a lot of us, me personally, I say this all the time. I couldn't use the hand mirror. I needed that stand-up mirror because I was a complete mess.
Yeah.
But here's the key to it. Here's what made me successful with it. I acknowledge it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly.
I acknowledge it.
None of us are perfect, and we don't get
at
it right.
all.
We don't get it right.
Exactly.
The other day, Xavier did something, and he ended up getting punished for it. I forget what it was, because it was mine and monkey. But he said, "You're the worst mommy ever." And I said, "I'll pay for your therapy later on, darling." And he went.
That's fun.
And then later on, we talked about it, and he apologized for not listening. And he spilled something because he wasn't listening. He was kidding.
Right.
He liked to spin in his chair, and I think with his glass, he didn't move his glass, and the water spilled all over the laptop and everything. And I said, "There are going to be times when you don't like me, okay? But that's my job as a mommy. If
That's
you
it.
all the time,
Absolutely.
I'm not doing my job." So
Absolutely.
I think too often, and I'm the conscious parent, so there's no spanking this conversation. And I think a lot of time people are so worried about being liked that we.
That's the problem.
Exact opposite. And
Exactly. That's the problem, man. The problem is that we've actually made normal, artificial things are normal. It's like normal. Nah, that's fake. You live in a facade.
Yeah.
Just keep it real. Keep it 100.
Like, how many people put pictures on Facebook or other social media that are all filtered? Nobody's seen them
Exactly.
forever.
Exactly. Let's get to this.
I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead.
Today I get excited about it, then change my mind, pardon my iPhone typos, and then Slash says it's about respect also. A man knows exactly what comes with being called father. Sorry, we're off that topic. That may come under partner's pettiness, which can result in Molly whooping. What? Molly whooping that yappa stick or a cold case? cold case is somebody dying, right? Sure.
Yeah, cold case somebody.
You know I can't translate that.
Yeah, cold case is somebody catching the case. The mildly whooping is like somebody getting the whooping.
Okay.
This is what I'm translating. Like somebody's getting the whooping while the parent is on drugs or whatever.
Okay. Well, here, look. That's a conversation we need to have on a Wednesday night. The difference between the crack epidemic and the opiate epidemic and how it's been policed.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's talk about that. But we got to talk about those Mr. lynchings in Mississippi.
Yeah, we do that. We'll just blend them in there. And we should talk about the opioid thing because on that Republican ticket, some of them people will bring that up, but with Trump being indicted, they're not really talking about the real issues right now. And keep in mind, this is not general elections yet. Not yet.
If you or I did what he did with those documents, our asses would be in jail.
Absolutely. You know it.
They would have been in jail a long time ago. But yeah, I will send some topics for our informational Wednesdays, but keep those Messy Sunday topics coming too. We love them.
Absolutely love them. We definitely love them. So on Wednesday we'll do we still have to do the Mississippi thing because we promised we'd do it.
Yep.
So we're gonna record that and we'll release it to the Roku channel for next Wednesday. So that's good stuff there. But we really appreciate all you guys engaging and coming through and all the folks on the Roku stick around the country, around the world. We really appreciate you guys for supporting. Kimberly out of Miami, your topic was wonderful. Thanks again. As Coach Dee said, keep them coming. We're gonna keep on doing that. As you bring them, you guys send them in, we'll continue to do them. So good stuff, man. What's your teachable moment for that topic?
My teachable moment is to make sure that you maintain a healthy relationship with your children, but they maintain the role of child.
Exactly. My teachable moment is for the guys. If your mother's actually interfering with your relationship, have that conversation with her. You have to have that conversation. Don't push your wife out there to have the conversation with your mother. You have to have that conversation. You have to set up that boundary. Because it's not fair to your wife to be going through all these anxiety issues and dealing with all your stuff. You have to have that conversation with your mother. And your mother has to not be disrespectful.
Definitely. Yep.
So,
toxic
good stuff.
Yep. Because we got to break generational trauma and ensure that the same toxic things you receive, you don't pass on to your children.
Exactly. So we'll see you guys again next Sunday for another Messy Sunday live. And we'll pre-record the Mississippi show that we promised that we'd do. We'll do that sometime this week on Saturday to release it next Wednesday. So good stuff. Real good stuff. We'll see you guys live again on next Sunday. And we'll talk to you soon. You guys be epic.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in.
Conversations with Trent in conjunction with Taylor Kennedy Media and your radio network would like to thank you for calling in and listening to tonight's episode. We hope that tonight's conversation offended you just enough to turn your mirror inward to come back for more. So until next week's conversation, be epic.